Hello, today we're going to go over circles and circumference. So for this section we have 4 vocabulary words. We have diameter, which means the distance across a circle through the center. Radius, the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Circumference, the distance around the circle. And pi, which is circumference over diameter, which equals 3.14. I made this little circle so we could go over the vocab words using it. So first we have diameter. So to find the diameter, we want a distance across the circle through the center. Okay. So there's our diameter. It doesn't have to go horizontally through it. It could go in any direction. Just as long as it goes through the whole circle and it passes through the center. Next we have our radius. Our radius is a distance from the center to any point on the circle. So we will do that in purple. So this will be our radius. Once again, the radius can be anywhere along the circle. Cool, huh? Okay, then we have the circumference. The circumference is the area around the circle. And then pi, you see pi like, this is a symbol for pi. And that's about 3.14. Okay, now that we went through that, let's start on our notes. So, we have a formula for finding the circumference. An easy way to remember this formula is to use this little tune, which goes, twinkle, twinkle, little star, circumference equals 2 pi r. Oh yeah, I'm a good singer, I know. Okay, so 2 pi r. I'll write down the song for you guys so you guys can remember it and remember the formula for circumference. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, circumference equals 2 pi r. Perfect. I hope you guys practice that and remember it. We also have another formula for circumference, which is pi d. This is the same formula except for instead of using 2 pi, we're just going to use 2 radius or radii. We're going to use 1 diameter. So we can see from our circle that our diameter is 2 radii. Okay? So now that we got the formula, let's go to diameter and radius. How do you find the radius using the given diameter? Okay, let's say we have a diameter of 8. So how do we find that? All we're going to do is have diameter divided by 2 equals the radius. So if we have 8 as our diameter, we will divide it by 2 and our radius will equal 4. Okay, now to find the diameter using a given radius, we're going to do the exact opposite. We will have 2 times the radius equals the diameter. So, if we are given a radius of 3, we will just times it by 2 to get the diameter, which is 6. So the diameter would equal 6. Perfect. Okay. So now let's go through the steps of finding the circumference. So our first step is see which you have, the diameter or the radius. Or the radius. If you've been given the radius, we're going to use 2 pi r. If you're given the diameter, you will use pi times diameter. So pi d. Okay. For our last step, we're going to plug the radius or the diameter into the correct formula. Okay, let's look at our little watch over here. So this watch is telling us we have a diameter of 28 millimeters. Okay, so if we have a diameter of 28 millimeters, we're going to use the diameter formula. Diameter formula. Okay, so we're going to just plug that in. So we'll do 28 times pi. But we can go further than this because we know that pi equals 3.14. Well, it's about 3.14. So we're going to plug 3.14 in for pi. So we'll have 28 times 3.14. Let's go to our calculator. We have 28. I hope you guys can see that. If not, you could do it on your own calculator. Times 3.14 equals 87.92. 87.92. Okay, we're also given the units, so always remember to put units with our answer. Perfect. Okay, so let's go down here to the ones we can work through together. So we remember our formulas. I'm going to write them down at the bottom. So we have, let's sing our song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, circumference equals 2 pi r. And then we'll just write our other formula because we don't have a song for that one. Okay. So, let's start with number 1. Find the circumference of each circle. So, are we going to have the diameter or radius for this first one? Since it goes all the way across through the center, we're going to use the diameter formula. So pi times d. And remember, pi is about 3.14. So we'll do 17 pi. Then we're going to replace pi with 3.14. So 17 times 0.14. That equals 17 times 8.14, 53.38. Let's write it down here so we can see. Meters. Remember your units. Okay. Now, let's move on to the circle. Okay. So, do we have a diameter or radius? Radius. So we're going to use 2 pi r. I'll use purple. So let's use 2 pi r. So 2 times pi times the radius, which is 3. So let's plug this into the, well, we'll simplify this. 2 times 3 is 6 pi. Then we're going to replace pi, which is 6 times 3.14. 6 times 3.14. That gives us 18.84 feet. Perfect. Okay, these two bottom ones are a little bit different. Instead of finding the whole circumference of the circle, we're only going to find half of it. So, we still are going to use one of these formulas. We're going to use the diameter formula. So we'll have 22 pi, or 22 times 3.14. 22 times 3.14, 69.08. Okay, this would be the circumference for a whole circle, but we only have half. So what we're going to do is divide this by 2. Because we only want half the circle. Divide by 2. So it gives us 34.54 millimeters. Okay. So we're going to do it again with this half. A half circle is called a semicircle, just so you guys know. So we're going to use the 2 pi r formula. We'll do 2 pi, and the radius is 4. So that gives us 8 pi. Then we're going to substitute pi for 3.1. So 8 times 3.14 times 3.14. That gives us 25.12. But we're not done with this one. We have to divide it by 2. Because semicircle, that gives us 12.56 inches. Okay. So now I want you to pause the video and try these questions on your own. Okay, I hope you paused it and tried it. So here are the answers. Okay, that's all we have for today. So remember our formula song and keep practicing your circumferences.